How's it going, everybody? This is Pred. I'm going to be doing another cast. I just finished up with one, and it was quite a long one, but this one is going up on my channel, and I'm going to, yeah. So anyhow, I don't know either of these players. I was in the HD Starcraft channel, and someone was like, hey, anyone 1v1 diamond? Or B Shizzle asked if there were any diamonds at 1-1v1, and RR Awesomeo responded, I will. So, they don't know I'm casting. I probably should have asked, but to be perfectly honest, I don't think anyone at this level really cares. So either way, we have a Protoss versus Zerg on Xel Naga Caverns, and this is live. Again, I don't know either of these players, so I hope this is going to be a good game, but I figured why not do this or get some casting in of people who's not me, basically. So once again, completely live cast. We're going to go ahead and switch to the production tab. You can see on Xel Naga Caverns, I don't know, we will see. We will see. There are a couple other obs in here, so if there's some chat that's strange, vulgar, doesn't make sense, understand I am in no way affiliated with it. I'm probably going to avoid talking in here. I just happen to notice that a lot of observers tend to point out the mistakes of the players, regardless of whether or not they themselves would be making it. So either way, everything's pretty straightforward at the moment. Protoss has a pylon. Zerg has made his Overlord. Zerg's probably going to do some sort of 14 pool, maybe. I don't know, we'll see. Oh, looks like he's actually going to do gas first, which makes me think Speedling probably is on the way. Protoss making his gateway, opting to not close in this wall. Something you see occasionally, or well, not occasionally, I see it quite a bit, is Protoss putting their pylon right around here or so, and then just trying to wall off, basically to limit the movement of the Zerg. And it's going to be kind of interesting to see how this plays out, especially given that the Zerg appears to be doing a Speedling build. Protoss friend throwing up another pylon, also getting his assimilator. I would imagine we're going to see a cybernetics core shortly after that gateway comes. Alright, let's see. So, the Zerg is mining away, trying to get that gas. Probe going out to scout. The Zerg has not scouted the Protoss yet, but to be perfectly honest, there's not really much that it's going to tell you at this point. I mean, I guess you could see if he took another gas. You'll also see how much chrono boost he's saving. Kind of let you know whether he's doing a warp gate type play. So the probe scouts, and he probably was able to tell that there is probably Speedlings on the way, so he went ahead and made his Zealot, realizing that he's going to need some defenses pretty quickly on his own. So once again, I wouldn't be surprised to see if Warp Gate comes. Warp Gate is there, and it is now being chrono boosted, so yeah, looks like we are going for a fast Warp Gate type play. The Zerg, in the meantime, getting his Queen, also probably about to take an expansion if I were to be a betting man, and it looks like he is indeed taking his expansion. So the Protoss will probably be safe for now. I can't imagine the Zerg really... I mean, I guess he'd poke around, but he's probably going to wait till speed's done, so... Protoss has a decent amount of time, and again, I know that he saw the extractor and all that stuff. I don't know if he realized that it was speed Zerglings. He probably did, especially given that there was no expansion or anything like that. Kind of lends itself towards a tech type play. But with this Zealot and this Stalker, these Zerglings are probably not going to be able to do a whole lot of damage. I don't know if he's going to be reinforcing them soon or not. But the Zergling speed is almost done. Warp Gate is also almost done. You can see the Zerglings are attempting to get there, and RR Awesomeo surprised at the lack of a wall. I guess he was surprised at the lack of a wall. But either way, Warp Gate is almost done. The speed Zerglings are done, which just kind of means that without the wall, they might be able to get up there, although there is now a sentry. They might be able to get up there relatively quickly. Oh, a little bit of lag. A little bit more lag. Not sure what is causing that. The warp gates are done. Who is lagging? I really hope it's not me. I'm rendering the other video as we speak, so I really hope that I'm not causing this. But if my name doesn't pop up, I'm just going to deny that it was me. So the Zerg getting his expansion up, also getting his Roach Warren. And the Protoss doing the... I don't know, I've never seen a Protoss make 4 warp gates before. Never seen the strategy, so we'll see how it works. but it looks like he is going to be doing the ever-famous 4 warp gate. Saving up some Chrono Boost again. Not entirely sure why. I'm just going to assume that's because of the warp. Maybe he forgot. I'm a pretty bad Protoss player. I quite regularly have full Chrono Boost, and then all of a sudden I'll remember and I'll dump it on something random. But as you guys know, I'm a Terran player, so Terran doesn't have to worry about Chrono Boost. We just drop OP mules all over the place. And so he is warping in his army. If we look at the army tab, Pink is clearly ahead, which is one of the advantages of the 4 warp gate. If you look at the income tab, actually Pink is doing a good job with that as well. It looks like Blue is opting to not drone up too terribly much, and he does have 3 queens out, and his 4 zerglings are right here. Production tab says that there are more roaches on the way, and he has 3 spine crawlers, so I don't think that the Protoss is necessarily going to be able to break this at the moment, but he's going to give it the old college try, I suppose. I'm kind of curious as to why there's no probe coming up to build the forward pylon, but it might very well be that he's just wanting to force him to not drone up basically a little bit. But it does look like he is not making anything, and he does have his full Chrono Boost. All of the attention is focused on this fight that might be happening. Spine Crawler is moving in there, and you can see K-Tide, or yeah, we'll just say it's K-Tide, commenting on the fact that the vicious mind game. And this is actually something you can do to Zerg, since you want to avoid having them drone and power up. If you press attack and move back, a lot of times they'll overmake units. Which appears to be... No, the Zerg did a pretty good job. He's kind of switched back to droning up. But the Protoss going ahead and taking his expansion and probably teching to Colossus soon. I do not see a Robo, but I wouldn't be surprised to see some Colossus coming soon. Maybe some Void Ray. I don't know, I haven't seen that in a while. I hope it's Void Ray. Either way, the Zerg making 4 spine crawlers, and that's kind of the situation you put him in. So sure, he's well defended, but these spine crawlers really can't do anything forward. You can see he was using the roaches pretty well to destroy those rocks in an effort to get his 3rd. So, I mean, that in that respect was pretty good, and I bet, yeah, the drone is now ahead in income, or harvesters. The Protoss still, oh, he just actually fell behind in army as well. But he is getting his expansion, and a Protoss with 2 bases is pretty potent. Still working on that full Chrono Boost, though. That's, again, I'm trying not to harp on it too much, because especially when I do games of myself, you guys have been able to clearly see, I am not the best player in the world. Mid-level diamond as well, so I make plenty of mistakes. But there are the force fields going down, kind of limiting the effect the roaches can have. They're forced to just work on the zealots. But you can see the Protoss is pushing in, still holding most of the roaches back, or at least forcing them to funnel. The Guardian Shield goes up, reduces the damage. The Protoss was able to kill a Queen. The Protoss army is starting to falter a little bit, though. He got the Spine Crawler, and he might be forced retreat. Probably wants to at least do a little bit of micro pullback. There we go. He is pulling back the Stalkers, and it looks like the Zerg isn't really doing much in the way of micro either, or he doesn't have the health bars up. I've started playing with nothing, or with all health bars showing, just because, unless you're playing Zergling, or playing with a bunch of Zerglings, but then it's really helpful to see what you should be attacking. But still doing that dance, but you can see part of the side effect of that dance, no macro, and his minerals are shooting way up. I would have preferred that he just run back and then build some stuff, but he is starting to lower it a little bit, getting those 2 assimilators, also adding on 3 more gateways, going to be 7 gateways here. And you can see K-Tide again commenting on the micro, but what he's not really remembering is that he did that in the Forsaking macro. That's something I've been trying to work on myself, is basically I will throw, it's, I guess weird to say, but I'll throw units away and as long as I can maintain macro. Eventually I'm going to get to a point where that's not going to work, but at the moment having better macro wins me several games. But you can see either way, getting the Groove Spines and the Glial Reconstitution. So I believe he is getting, oh, Groove Spines are for the Hydralisk, and he is getting the movement speed for the Roaches. I thought he was getting Burrow, but that is apparently called Tunneling Claws. Evolution, or Double Evolution Chamber coming up, so we can see some upgrades hopefully here soon. And it looks like he is probably going to be trying to secure a 4th base. The Protoss, however, is working on taking his third, or at least destroying the rocks to be able to take his third. Now, this is something I guess I kind of want your guys' opinion on. I've been playing a lot, or when I do play, a lot of the OBS maps, the Xel Naga OBS maps. And one thing I've kind of discovered since I'm now playing Xel Naga Caverns almost exclusively because of that map, I like to push up and take this one first, and largely because I'm already sending troops up through there, so I don't know. I like to take my gold before my before this one. And usually with siege tanks, if I can control this point right around here, then I can take this base and this base without much effort. So, but either way, to each his own, and we can see that there are some Immortals coming and several Hydralisks coming, as well as the Robotics base. So there will be some Colossus. And at the moment, the Protoss, or the Zerg has a larger army, but the Protoss army is probably a little bit more powerful. I wonder if he's getting any upgrades. It doesn't look like he even has a forge yet. And the Zerg has not... Oh, he just started his upgrades, getting the Carapace and range upgrade to make those Hydras and the Roaches stronger. Also opting to take a fourth base over here. I thought that he was going to take the gold with the breaking of the rocks, but I guess he just wanted to make sure that when he went to take the gold that he was able to. Also getting a Spire, going to see some Mutalisks coming. And we can see that he now has an Observer, which is good because he can now destroy all this creep, all that nasty crap. Destroying creep, especially if you're playing against a player who is doing fairly well at spreading the creep, is actually very good because it makes them take time to... If they either going to have to take time to spread the creep again, or they're just not going to have the creep spread anymore. It does take a little while for it to disappear, though. I don't know what that force field was doing, but there was a force field. You can see, though, now that there are a ton of Hydras opting to retreat. I agree with this. I think that was probably a good deal. Getting his Colossus, once he gets about 3 or 4 Colossus, all those Hydralisks are gonna get melted anyway. I would like to see some upgrades. He is getting the Thermal Lance, but I would like to see some attack and armor upgrades. But then again, that's also the style of player I am, in that I try to get 3-3. But you can see the Zerg is moving out. He is going to be crushing this third. He didn't scout it, but it's pretty much reasonable to assume that there is a third coming. Hopefully the Protoss realizes it quickly, and he does. And it looks like the probes are going to chill for a little bit. This Nexus might be going down. Not really sure yet. Yeah, they're focus firing the Nexus, so it's going to bring the Nexus down, but he is going to lose a good portion of that army. Again, I don't know. I think he probably lost... Yeah, oh, definitely. I don't know if it was necessarily worth it. He probably lost well over the minerals of that expansion. So, either way, we can see the creep is still retreating, and he has not spread it back out yet. But what he is doing is getting some Corruptor for the Colossus that are inevitably coming, and also getting the +1 attack upgrade. He hasn't seen Colossus yet, but he's seen Immortal, and he knows he's making Hydra, so it's pretty safe to assume that the Protoss will be bringing some Colossus into the field of battle. Also, again, now going 2-2 on these upgrades, and I think this might end up hurting the Protoss more than anything, is the fact that he hasn't actually started upgrading at all yet. Thermal Lance done, 2 more Colossus about to come out. If he can get another group of Stalker, he might be able to do a little bit of advancing, but for the meantime, the Zerg is doing a very good job of taking both, or keeping his hatcheries, larvaed, and also grabbing these expansions. Again, this could end up being a fairly tough position for the Protoss, but I'm mostly worried about these upgrades, to be perfectly honest. So I'm actually going to shut that for now, and we're just going to go at this kind of blind. The Protoss is going to be pushing now, and we're going to see how this works. I don't know, actually, but it looks like he is going to get some Corruptors. He does kill 2 of them for nothing, and that's kind of painful. The Protoss instead deciding to move up here. I kind of worried about him splitting up his Colossus with the Stalker, but it might have just been the fact that they can walk on the high ground. This expansion is probably going to fall. I don't know if the Zerg is going to engage here, or he's going to let it fall. It looks like he's going to engage, and there is the corruption on the Colossus. The Stalker poking away at it, and it looks like the Colossus are probably going to actually burn, or the Corruptors are going to burn these Colossus down. And his army is kind of split up, but he's going to lose a lot of Colossus, or a lot of Corruptors to them. If he could just get these Zealots in the field, and it looks like he is finally going to be able to. This is something, again, I'm not really sure how I feel about this. The fact that he's throwing force fields down when his army is so heavily Zealot. because you have to remember force fields will block your own zealots. And wow, GG, I did not see that coming. So either way, a good game. The Protoss made the Colossus Death Ball and was able to win. So I'll get this uploaded here soon, and I'm going to try to get some more up.